Grand Rising family, how's everyone doing today? Sorry for the day hiatus. I had a lot of business to handle and still do. But we're going to move on to lesson 6. And what lesson 6 today is the return of the elemental guardians. The forgotten covenant. Before there were temples of stone, there were temples of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. Each element held its own intelligence, a guardian, a keeper of balance. When humanity turned away from nature, we broke the covenant. The guardians withdrew, but they did not disappear. They waited for hearts that could once again hear their song. The 5 elemental guardians. Earth, guardian of body and lineage. Keepers of the bones, memory, and abundance. She whispers, ground your power, what you plant grows. When forgotten, people become disconnected, chasing without root, consuming without gratitude. When remembered, we walk as sacred caretakers, not conquerors. Fire, guardian of transformation and will, holder of courage, purification, and rebirth. He roars, burn what is false, rise from your ashes. When forgotten, anger rules the world, war replaces passion. When remembered, fire becomes creation. The holy spark that builds, not destroys. Air, guardian of word and breath. Messenger of thought, truth, and communication. It sings, your word shapes worlds. When forgotten, lies spread like smoke. Silence becomes bondage. When remembered, speech becomes sacred sound, prayer, poetry, and prophecy. Water, guardian of emotion and memory. Holder of love, intuition, and renewal. She flows, field to hill. When forgotten, hearts grow numb, empathy dies. When remembered, the waters cleanse, turning pain into compassion, grief into wisdom. And spirit, which is the ether, guardian of connection, the unseen web that binds all. It breathes, I am the thread between all realms. When forgotten, humanity becomes divided, spiritless. When remembered, we awaken unity, consciousness, walking again as one flame in many forms. How empire weakened the elements. They polluted the earth, they weaponized fire, they manipulated air through lies and propaganda, they controlled water from wells to emotions, they exiled spirit into dogma instead of direct experience. But now, the guardians are returning. Through storms, quakes, awakenings, and birth, they call humanity to remember the covenant, the true covenant. Now, the practice for the collective, elemental reconnection ritual. Day 1 will be earth. Stand barefoot on soil. Say, I walk in remembrance. Day 2, which is water. Drink slowly and say, I receive your flow with reverence. Day 3, which is fire. Light a candle. Say, I burn only for truth. Day 4, which is the air. Breathe deeply and say, I speak as the wind of freedom. And day 5, which is spirit. Sit in stillness. Say, I am the bridge between worlds. Then end the week with this chant. Guardians of elements, I remember the covenant. Earth, fire, air, water, spirit. Rise again through me. So, pretty much, again, get in contact with the elements is pretty much the main premise of this. Source has provided everything in our daily lives, the simplest things, to get us back in contact with self. And outside of the elements, the ether, which they removed out, they removed that out of the scientific element chart. And nobody ever questioned that. Well, it makes you wonder why. Ether holds all these elements together, and it keeps the covenant whole. They always take the spirit out, 444 and o'clock. They always take the spirit out of everything. And all I want the collective to do is question these things. Not to deter you, but to question why these things are happening. And then as you question them, you become more aware of why. Okay? So that's the end of the assignment for today. The next one that we'll be doing, which will be lesson 7, and this would be the sacred technology of sound and lights. Okay? So, for the spirit team, 6:41 on the clock, 11. I would like to say, Supreme Rising, I speak truth, and I shall.